Hi everybody, it's been quite a while, but today I want to talk to you about one of my favourite books of 2015. So firstly, I just want to say a very grateful thank you to Harriet over at Penguin Random House for sending this to me. I'd been wanting to read this book for months and kept hearing great things about it, but I hadn't got around to it, and then we had a conversation about it at the Penguin Christmas party, and yeah, I was very grateful that she sent me a copy, so thank you very much, Harriet. So for those of you who don't know, this is about a girl named Cara and her family who 1 month every single year they experience what you have dubbed the accident season, and this is basically where they have a month where they for some reason just suddenly become afflicted by all these accidents. This can be everything from a paper cut to like really serious fatal injuries. So I know a lot of people compare this book to We Will Eyes by E. Lockhart, and to a certain extent I can see why there's that sort of overlap, but I have very big reasons why I don't think there is a comparison between the two. First off, I really didn't get on with We Will Eyes at all. I think I gave it 2-3 stars for a whole host of reasons. In comparison, I really love this book, and as I said at the beginning, it did turn out to be one of my favourite books of last year. Like We Will Eyes, this is a book that has a very kind of stylised writing style. It's very poetical at times, very lyrical. In We Will Eyes, I didn't like it because I just didn't think A, that fitted the story, and B, I didn't think it was very well done. In comparison, this I thought was really well done, and it really suited the story because, as I said, this has a kind of paranormal, kind of ghostly feel to the story anyway, and the style of writing really just adds another level to that and makes it very kind of ethereal, and it is just really well written. There are some really beautiful lines in the book. It's one of those books which I just had a really good experience reading it. It was just a really nice read. So as I've mentioned, there is a kind of ghostly element to this book, and it does actually make it quite an unnerving and almost creepy story at times. It's one of those really immersive books, and there's just some really kind of unsettling stuff, I guess, that happens. As far as the plot goes, and as the plot develops, that's a really interesting backdrop because you have this sort of fantastical, ethereal creepiness going on, and it's sort of, is it just in the character's head? You know, is she just kind of really got an overactive imagination? But then there's all this other stuff going on actually in life, in her real life, that is actually really horrible. By the end you're left with that whole kind of question, what's worse, you know, the kind of fantastical ghostly horror that we read in books and we see in movies and that we enjoy for some totally sadistic reason, or actual reality horror and actual stuff that happens in the real world, which is terrifying. And it's just a really interesting balance, I guess, and it raises a lot of really interesting questions. So I gave this book 4 stars out of 5, and the reason I didn't give it 5 stars was actually the ending. I loved this book overall. It's a really fantastic book, but I felt like the ending, it just felt a bit flat, honestly. And I will put my hands up straight away and say that I honestly don't know how else she could have ended it, and reflecting on it, I do feel like the ending is perfect and the resolution is perfect, but I think because there is so much going on in the rest of the book, there are so many storylines, there are so many themes, and then I felt like the ending just in comparison was very normal. But that said, I still really recommend this book to anyone. I think this is a great crossover book because it's got this sort of fantastical supernatural element to it, but it's also contemporary realism. I think you can read it from 2 points of view. I think if, like me, you're big into fantasy, then you will really latch on, I think, to those elements of the story. I think if you prefer contemporary realism, then maybe you'll read it from a different point of view. It's a really good book, and a lot of people really enjoy it, so I do really recommend it. If you have read this book, I know a lot of people have read this book, please let me know in the comments below what you thought about it. Anyway, that is it for me today. I will hopefully see you again soon, but until then, bye!